My idea of financial security is when you have fuck you money. How to make my husband listen to me? Not like I'm an expert 啦，软的比硬的好用。
哇，这个真是大胸妹子的福音啊
！Look at how nice this side curvature is. Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. So I had posted this video on Instagram with me wearing a Neiwai bra. The brand reached out to collaborate and sent me a whole bunch of their stuff to try. Welcome back to my channel! I started wearing Neiwai bras like a few months ago because my favorite vlogger is Jen Nim, and she said that she had cleared out all her bras and switched it for this because it's the most comfortable thing ever. Katie Yu posted about it, and then I was like, let's just check out the hype. It's a one size fits most solution, which is insane, and I got it and it just fits me so perfectly. It's so comfortable. The white straps make it very supportive. It's stretchy, it's machine washable. I have a discount code here for you guys. So then I decided this Christmas I'm gonna get all my girlfriends Neiwai bras in every color. They have a thin strap version that's like much more fashionable. When you find something like this that solves your life's biggest problems, you just want to freaking share it. And look at this side curvature. I've never seen a soft bra have this perfect of a curvature. I'll do our Q&A today from Instagram, and I'm thinking of making it into a monthly thing. Why are kids so smart, and how do you educate them? For success and happiness in life, I really don't think that excessive IQ is all that important. I think a lot of people ask this because I post a lot about Sebastian doing math. People confuse arithmetic with abstract high-level math. So I think Sebastian is very logical and he loves problem solving, and Kiki's very musical. Kids just inevitably become who their parents are, not what their parents teach them. They will observe and learn from what you do and how you speak. There is no hiding from it. It is both comforting and scary as fuck because you know that it's not really something that you can throw money at the problem and make it go away. If you want your kids to be confident, you have to be confident. If you want your kids to be good at math, you probably need some good mathematical, logical thinking to begin with. So do you think people better break up when they realize that the relationship will not have a result? Okay, so I don't think all relationships need a result. Like the result can be the process, right? If you really enjoy the relationship and you loved the person, it's okay for things not to work out. It doesn't take away from, you know, what you've already shared with them. Like if you are looking to get married and you know that is your goal and you find out that they don't share that same goal, then cut your losses. Don't waste time. Like nobody has time for that, right? How do you manage a relationship with a self-centered man? Don't be in a relationship with a self-centered man. I know that's a little bit easier said than done. We aren't so logical when we fall in love with someone. Self-centeredness and success kind of go hand in hand. Some bits of self-centeredness probably drove their success, and then as they became more successful, they become more self-centered. I've stopped worshiping successful people, period, because I have met so few of them who are genuinely likable. If your guy is self-centered, cut your losses, get out. Now, if you're already in a committed long-term relationship with this person, you discover that they're becoming more self-centered because of their job, because of the city, whatever circumstance. Donovan, he's been a overachieving, hyper-competitive guy. Moving to China as a young tech executive, people are gonna go out of their way to make him feel like he's the shit, even when he's undeserving of it. Like, I don't think anybody deserves to feel like they're way above anybody else. He let it get to his head. It was a huge strain on our relationship. But if someone is fundamentally self-centered and you guys are just boyfriends and girlfriends, I don't think you should bother changing them. You should just cut your losses. If you could change anything about your upbringing, what would it be? I wish I learned singing and jazz piano instead of classical piano. To be honest, I just wouldn't change very much. I've come to accept everything about my past because it's made me who I am today. I had a lot of challenges around weight, personal identity, self-confidence, intergenerational trauma. If I had to summarize, I was the fairly invisible, chubby girl who was good at some things, but those things nobody gave a shit about, like playing the DEC. Speaking Mandarin, nobody cared about that when I was growing up. We wish our parents were, or we wish they knew better than to give us a lot of their own trauma. But you also realize that they're dealing with it the best that they can. I had a huge need to prove myself, and this definitely intergenerational. Like my parents went through the Cultural Revolution in China. They were both deprived of their college education. They have a strong need to prove themselves. But you know what? Without that, I wouldn't work nearly as hard as I do. Without having been invisible, I wouldn't be able to stay grounded and empathize with girls who feel invisible. I'm very used to people looking right past me, and I notice it when people don't say thank you to the people who serve them. Okay, so without my own lack of self-confidence, I wouldn't be able to prove that self-confidence is something that you're able to work on. And that as a child, I was so afraid of speaking to strangers that I wouldn't dare to go to McDonald's and like ask for a glass of water. I was overwhelmed with self-doubt in every aspect of life. And the fact that now I can be a YouTuber talking to you guys, I mean, that's crazy. And it's doable. How to make my boyfriend love me more than I love him. I love this question! Isn't that what we all want? You just have to make yourself indispensable to your spouse or your boyfriend. Make it such that they can't live without you. Ali Wong had a joke about this where she was like, the moment she started dating her then boyfriend, now husband, was that she started making him all his meals, pack him lunches. And you know what? Usually you're indispensable to someone when you make them feel really, really good about themselves. You feed someone's ego and you get to keep their heart forever. How do you like being a YouTuber so far? I love it. I've always been very, very open. They used to make us write in like these weekly journals in JC, and our form teacher would read the journals and she would write things like, oh, Dianna is an introspective girl. Yeah, so I have a lot of like thoughts and emotions, and YouTube brings it out perfectly, and I love the fact that I have a voice. 想问 Dianna 最喜欢的一款眼霜 Play the Pro 真的非常好用。喜欢你的 accessories 的穿搭，谢谢。Are there any tips? Buy inexpensive things to start with and buy them in different varieties. So go to Zara, go to your local, like cheap accessory shop where kids shop at, like where teenagers shop at, okay? Buy a very wide variety of things. Buy hoops, buy stringy ones, buy dangly earrings, buy studs, long necklaces, shorter chokers, buy variations. Very importantly, organize your jewelry in a way that's very easily accessible, because what you cannot easily get, you will not use. Arrange it, make sure it's neat and tidy, and then every day just switch it out. Try different things every single day and you will get better. I didn't even wear any jewelry before starting this. What are some tips to be a good content creator? How do I crack social media? I was gonna start an entire series teaching people how to do YouTube and social media. So if you're interested, let me know in the comments. Number one, always provide value. What is value? Entertainment is value. If you're funny, you're entertaining, that is value. Like people watch Netflix for a reason because it's de-stressing, that's value. If you're teaching someone something, if you teach someone how to make money, how to save money, how to get skinny, how to get smart, all those things will be of value and you're serving somebody else. Let's always be humble and understand that people follow us to get what they need for themselves. They don't follow us for us. Ultimately, as a creator, you are serving people. Number two, be interesting and passionate. Number three, know your product. If you own a shop, a restaurant, that is your product. For me, I am my product. I am selling me, my life, image, story to you. Know your audience. Who is my audience and who do I want to attract? I only want a female audience because I don't want the prying eyes of men. My audience are women who care about fashion, life tips, education, kids. Essentially, I want to share everything that I care about with people that care about the same things. Number five, love your craft. Our craft is storytelling. Always learn to tell a better story. 年纪越大越没有勇气去改变，害怕失去的太多，该怎么样面对或者调整？其实你只要面对一下死亡，你就可能一切都不会那么害怕了。害怕是因为我们觉得说人的一辈子会无止境的延续下去啊。你害怕改变，可能只是因为你不知道说你做出的改变会影响你未来多久的时间。明天就要死的话，那你最大的遗憾只是说你有没有做过这些你想要做的事情。生离死别时才会珍惜活着是有多奢侈的一件事情。Could you do a series on women's sexual health about contraception and women masturbation? Should I? If you guys want it, I absolutely will. I'm all for normalizing everything around women, anything. Self-love, heterosexuality, homosexuality, having kids, not having kids, like all of that. Every single seemingly taboo subject, I'm more than happy to go into. Hi Dianna, how important is fidelity in a relationship if everything else is great? Well, in general, if everything is great, fidelity will not be an issue. Curious how much you can make from YouTube or IG at the moment. Is it worth it? Now, this by itself is like a huge episode. As with a lot of industries, YouTube, social media, it's kind of like a winner takes all situation because there's a huge difference in pay scale. 网红企业在中国是一个已经非常成熟、已经开始内卷的一个企业，因为太多钱在里面了。 I started having brand partnerships when I had only 5,000 fans on Xiaohongshu. So it's not so much like how many fans you have, it is the quality of your fans. Towards the end of my very first year as a creator, I was making very similar money to what I was making as a junior banker when I first started finance. So I think that is very, very promising. Okay, would you ever go back to a corporate job? What would make you go back to a corporate job? Right now, absolutely nothing. I hate corporate politics. I don't do well in that environment because I'm just too out there. I'm too outspoken. I can't really hide my true feelings. I'm too much of a show off. Like even last year before I started YouTube, like I was still contemplating it and I had nothing to call my own. But now that I'm doing this, I'm like, this is my calling. I know myself better every single day the more videos that I do. And I know that I'm actually a creative business person. I'm a hustler and problem solver by nature. I will do a proper summary. This needs to be an episode just by itself, and everybody go read this book immediately. So the poor dad in this book is actually a Stanford graduate with lots of degrees, is very book smart. But when it came to financial anything, he just always said, I'm not interested in making money. Interested or good at thinking about financial assets. And I'm like, oh my God, that is exactly, to some extent, Donovan, my husband. Because he's so smart, but he just does not care about investments. I had a rich dad upbringing. So the rich dad was actually a high school dropout, but he just had a lot of intuition, a lot of guts. Like most people tell their kids, go study, get good grades, get a good job. That's it. These people then go on to climb the corporate ladder. But at the end of it, are they, any more free? Most of these people are still working dead-end jobs, trading their time and energy for pay, and also they're giving the power to their employer. They're always fearing when they're gonna get fired. Also because they'll just expand their expenses to whatever their income level is, and that actually traps you in a perpetual cycle of needing a job. It doesn't matter if you're a VP or a president of a company and you're making millions a year. If your cash flow is also $1 million a year, then you cannot quit your job. My idea of financial security is when you have fuck you money, when you can walk away from a job that you don't like, walk away from colleagues that you despise because you have fuck you money. We have to do this book. How do you see jealousy, and what are your suggestions to deal with it in a romantic relationship? Donovan and I are like reasonably secure in our relationship. I think we make each other feel secure. If you're easily jealous, you have to look at it internally and externally. Internally, you have to figure out if there are things that you are very not confident about. Maybe it's your work abilities, how much money you have, how you look, your upbringing, anything. Like if you have certain insecurities and you're not confident about yourself, then you need to figure out how you can work on that. Secondly, I think our environment also heavily influences how secure we are. Like I just remember when I was in San Francisco, we were so secure because all our friends are in these like committed long-term relationships. Nobody's single. And then we went to New York and long behold, it was like, oh my God, nobody's in a stable relationship. And we became very insecure as well. I think Donovan was very jealous. Rightfully so, because there were a lot of predatorial men. I was not someone that was used to being the center of attention, and all of a sudden there were a lot of guys that were hitting on me. And then later on when we went to China, the insecurity like kind of flipped because all of a sudden he's like this good-looking ABC guy there in a prominent position. I'm a trailing spouse, stay-at-home mom. So a lot of these power dynamics will keep shifting throughout your relationship. If the city itself is fueling a lot of this jealousy and is fueling a lot of this disparate power dynamic, then you should consider moving cities or changing friend groups. Facial treatments that you regularly do, your face looks small and contoured. Thank you. It's not that small actually. It is contoured though, because I figured out how to do contouring. Do you guys want an episode on contouring? Because that is a huge episode, and I only learned it after I started social media. I do a number of aesthetic procedures for upkeep. Botox I do every 6 months, and then like skin tightening, like HIFU, Thermage. I've been doing it once every other year since I was maybe like 28. How to make my husband listen to me? Oh my God, I love this question. Not like I'm an expert lah. But I'm learning, I really am. I think the key, honestly, is to make them think is their idea. Men are boys, essentially, they never grow up. And as the mother of 2 boys, I can see how all the things that I was doing previously with my husband didn't work because I was treating him like a girl. You know, girls are very smart and we respond very easily and well to authority and coercion. If our mom is strict with us, we usually just go with it. But boys don't respond so well to that. 软的比硬的好用. Saying things like it's a command will not work as well as saying it as a plea. I had a little short video about 撒娇的女人最好命啊. Half as a mocking thing, but like half as like, okay, it's a fucking truth in life and I just learned it really late. You know what? This light's not gonna work. We're just gonna call it a day. That's all the Q&A we have for today. Thanks. Okay, this beautiful ballerina cardigan that you can wrap it over like this, or off the shoulder, or tied up. And then I'm wearing this cute little mint green top. And they even have freaking incredible leggings now. These are such tight and perfect compression. Tan Yuan, she's a principal ballerina at SF Ballet, helped design and endorse this collection. You know, a lot of you guys ask what I wear underneath difficult, you know, like necklines like this. The truth is I don't wear a bra. Ooh, I love it. Oh my goodness!
This looks so good! Yes, okay, great. No, this looks amazing. Oh, and finally, oh, that's amazing! Wow, this is so cool!
As promised, I brought some swag for you guys.
Oh, wow!
Christmas gift! Christmas gift!
Oh, this is the one you've been wearing?
Yes! It's a one size fits all.
Okay, there's another that's a thin strap.
Oh, okay. This was the first one I tried where I was like, oh my god, it's supportive, it's comfortable.
I like the fabric though.
And it's the fabric's
It's very
amazing.
cooling.
Have you watched this? No.
You know the Hermes bags are investments.
That is true.
Right?
Yeah.
Even Chanel, they're
You can get it
even
from the
more
store.
than
Yeah,
What they
it's
increase in
ridiculous.
value.
But actually it's not entirely true because they don't take into the cost of all the other things that you have to buy in order to get that bag.
Oh, right. You have
Right.
to buy the scarves
Right.
to get the Birkin.
Right.
You gotta start.
Yeah, like the percentage spend is something like 50.
Quite a lot.
Like there's quite a lot to that. So if you count for that, then it's not
Right,
really money.
right. The Hermes bag is the Harrods, I think. Harrods personal shopper.
Oh.
So you can get a personal shopper like
really?
remotely, yeah. And then I almost got one, and then the Bitcoin crashed. So.
They open them, but you have to pay.
Wait, so if you put an Hermes, they'll give you like a 2-meter tree.
You want to go?
I brought it home and I put it back in the box because
Wait, do you guys keep like all of the box? I
don't, I always throw it away.
Yeah, because like, I move so much.
you show us.
Yeah. The price.
Oh, that's cute.
I love the color.
I found that 24s.com has quite a lot of color options of this bag and they ship internationally. There is a 20% discount code, which I will link in the description box below. Unfortunately, Fendi is not part of the sale.
Really cute. It's a good size.
And you're doing a good job reselling it.
Yeah, so please to check it out. They're ion and it also comes with the cutest thing. So they say if you go out and it rains, you can also trade this over your bag. Yeah, not for you.
Fendi, if you want to sponsor us, going forward, we will take it.
And it also comes in a pale pink, which is beautiful as well.
Are you getting commission for this? Like,